Yeah, hello friend, good morning, good evening. So today I'm going to explain about the Informatica optimizing the source. So if you remember, I was explain the bottleneck, how to identify the bottleneck in all five area, and after that I will explain about the target optimization. Now today's session I will explain about the source optimizing. So what method I am going to use, what method we can use under optimizing the source. There is certain rules which we apply and optimizing the source. Yeah, so here in this session I will explain about the in this session what topic I am going to explain. The topic like optimizing the query. Suppose in source is having the SQL query, right? And source qualifier query. Suppose we are using a relational database. In that case we are using the queries. So how to optimize the query, because someone query how to write that query. These kind of information I am going to explain under this. Second point, I am going to explain about the conditional filter, right? What is the conditional filter I'm going to use? Third point, I will increase the database network packet size. If you remember, I was explained in that session network packet size, right? How to improve the network packet size in Oracle side. Now connecting to Oracle database source. A fourth point, like fifth point is Teradata fast export. Suppose your source is Teradata. In that case, what option we use, like fast export. And last point is, like suppose we are using a SQL server. In SQL server, we just create the temp DB to join Sybase or Microsoft SQL Server tables. Correct. So these topic I will cover in today's session. Okay. So here, here just optimizing the query, right? Optimizing the query means what the method I'm going to use. So method in that session, if you know like how to write the query, because source having the query only, right? And in that session, if you remember what point I'm written here, if a session join multiple sources, right? Suppose our source qualifier having the two tables, right? In that case, in source qualifier, you might be able to improve performance, right? By optimizing the query with some include the hints. Suppose you join that your query, you can include the hints so that you can improve your performance. Also, single table select statement. If you are using single table, in that case you can use the order by or group by clause, right? May benefit from optimization such as indexing. Suppose you are taking the improvement by using indexes, the similar performance you can gain by using the order by or group by if you're using the single table. Second point is actually usually the database. Suppose if you are using a database, suppose some 1 DB, right? There is 1 DB, like here is DB, right? In DB, the optimizer determine the most efficient way to process the source data. Uh, what Oracle optimization, right? Suppose Informatica send the query to Oracle. That query is running in Oracle engine, right? In that case, the what's he here is want to say the efficient way to process source data. However, you might know properties about the source table that the database optimizer doesn't. Okay, so the database admin can create optimizer hint. Who can create DBA, like Oracle DBA can create the hint so that the database how to execute the query for particular setup. Suppose you are facing that problems, right? So in that case, for particular that query, the DBA can create the hint, optimizer hint, so that when your query go in database, that optimizer hint can take and execute in fast way. That kind of things you can think. Suppose your big query, right? Third point is the query that the integration service uses to read data appear in the session log, right? You can also find the query in the source qualifier, right? If you go in a transformation, have the database admin analyze the query. Suppose what is the method to go, right? So that query you can copy from session log, then you can just analyze that query and then create optimizer hint and indexes for source table. Suppose if there is no indices and how many columns we are using in where column, then based on that you can just create the indexes if there is no indexes, right? So for during the read, and there is multiple option, right? Second, like create the optimizer hint and the indexes. Also you can create the source number. These are the options, not the mandatory to do everything, right? There is option, and according to your requirement, your current scenario and situation, based on that you can use these options. Okay, so the fourth point is like use optimizing hints if there is a long delay between when the query begins, right? Suppose you are there is start, right? Suppose here is your session started, but in that case here is waiting time very long, right? Wait time, there is no any execution happen in target side, right? In that case, what would need to do in that case, when the power center receive the first row, configure optimizer hint. Suppose you're after very long, right, delay, in delay begin, right, and execute in one row receive. In that case, configure optimizer hint to begin to returning row as quickly as possible rather than returning all row at once. Suppose here reading entire data and then returning in one go, right? So you can optimizing your hint, right? If you use the optimizer so that they can send the data in slot wise, right? In lot wise, in bomb wise. That way it will be possible to improve your performance. This allow to integration service to service the process row parallelly with query execution. So there is another rule you can also include. Okay. Next point is, suppose the query that contains order by or group by already may benefit from creating an index on the order by or group by class. Once you optimize the query, you then in that case use the SQL override option to take full advantage of these modification. After that you can use the SQL override query so that you can use each option benefit. Otherwise, if you can't try it, you can directly want to put that will no benefit to where created the indexes and optimize the query that. Okay, if you want that query, then you can use the these option. Okay, last point here, you can also configure the source database to run parallel. So why here you saying parallel? Suppose your database parallel means you can send your query in how many parallel degree you have configured. Based on that, you can send to the server to the improve the performance. For more information about the configuring parallel query, see the database documentation. For parallel things, you need to consult your DBA, how many degree can be increased, and read some references of Oracle. So that according to that, you can use the these things. So next point is like using conditional filter, right? So what filter we can going to use and then apply here. So in that conditional filter, here say the point, if simple source filter on the source database can sometimes negatively, suppose you are using some filter that sometimes it impact the negative impact, right? And in that performance because of the lack of indexes. Why reason is because of lack of indexes. You can use the power center conditional filter in the source qualifier to improve the performance, right? Instead of under like this, you can use the power center conditional. So next point is whether you should use the power center conditional filter to improve performance depends on the session. For example, like if multiple session read from source simultaneously, right? The power center conditional filter may improve the performance, correct? So, however, some session may perform faster if you filter the source data on the source database. You can test the session with both the DB filter and the power center filter to determine which method improve performance, right? You can compare as well, so that you can just know which one is better and which one doing the best performance. Okay, Next point is like increase database network packet size. So every place you can increase the network packet size, it come in picture. Why? Because that is the main things, right? Suppose you are reading data from source, the packet size also in packet network packet also involved. Suppose your network packet is given very uh, configure very small point, right? Then in that case your performance will decrease, right? Degrade always. So here just some point. If you read the Oracle, Sybase or other Oracle relational database, you can improve the performance by increasing the network packet size. Increase network packet size to allow larger packet of data to cross the network at one time. Increase the network packet size based on the database you read from, like Oracle. Suppose you can increase the database server network packet size in listener.ora and the tns.ora, right? There is some file at Oracle in, right? You can consult your DBA additional information the packet size if you necessary. And Sybase or SQL Server, consult your DBA from SQL Server DBA about the how to engage the packet size. For Sybase and other, you must also change the packet size in the, yeah, means packet size is always everywhere, all relational database have. So you can consult your DBA and accordingly you can change. But yeah, as per your requirement, you need to change there, because if you don't have any option, then only packet having the bottleneck, then you can go with this approach. Correct? Yeah. So next point is connecting to Oracle database source. Like if you are running the integration service in a single node on the Oracle instance, is to local integration service process node, you can optimize the performance by using IPC protocol to connect to the Oracle database, right? You can set up a Oracle database connection in this both file like listener.ora and tns.ora, correct? Now using the Teradata, suppose if you are using the Teradata, then fast export, what is the fast export? There is fast export is actually is a utility that uses multiple Teradata session. Okay. So to quickly export large amount of data from the Teradata database, right? There is some utility of fast export. So you can create a Power Center session that uses fast export, right? This method to read Teradata source quickly, to use fast export, create mapping with Teradata source database. In the session, use fast export reader instead of relational reader, right? Use a fast export connection to the Teradata table that you want to export a session. Okay. So there is some option, right, in each and every relational database. So you can just choose that option and start so that you can improve the performance, right? Yeah. I'm going on next topic. Suppose in Microsoft SQL Server or Sybase, so here you can use the some temp DB, right? You can create to join Sybase or Microsoft SQL Server. So when you join a large table, right, on a Sybase or SQL Server, in this case, it is possible to improve performance, right? How to improve performance? By creating the temp DB. You can create the temp database. If you're already your database, just created a one temporary database as in memory database to allocate sufficient memory. For more information, right, for more detail, I will explain, or you can just refer any Microsoft documents where already some information mentioned related to your temporary database, how to allocate that memory. According to that, you can allocate, and that DB we can use if either joining in our mapping. Okay. So this is today's session all about of the your source optimization, how to improve the source. And just summarizing that, how to optimize some filter condition. You can add the query optimize. You can optimize your query adding indexage or add the parallel hints, right? And create database. And there is create the indexage, order by, group by, these clauses, right? So you can use these things all about according to your requirement, even network packet size also, right? So these information you can use, just go through in detail, and let us know if you required any help or any details. If you not understand any point, you can just ping. Yeah, as a friend, we are just learning these things. So you can just keep watching my channel and comments and share so that I can take advantage and start creating more and more video on different topic technologies. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching.